I'm always reading about the great entrepreneurs. And in this case, I'm reading about Giorgio Armani. This is a article from the Wall Street Journal magazine. I think it was published way back in 2012. You know, I hang on to these stories, read lots of books about entrepreneurs. And I do that because even though times may change, the principles associated with business don't change. The same ingredients that built the business in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and much earlier still apply today. We might use different communication style, different technology. We might be focused on different geographic areas. We might offer different products, but the principles remain the same. And for you luxury entrepreneurs out there, I want to give you 3 principles that I've learned from luxury entrepreneurs over the years, and they really are encapsulated in this article about the rise of Giorgio Armani. The 3 principles are particularly important to luxury entrepreneurs because luxury has evolved over the years. There used to be some brands that were specifically seen as luxury items, and then others were not seen as really meriting that description. But today there are more luxury brands, there are more luxury products and services, and there are more luxury entrepreneurs than ever looking to build a business in this high growth sector. Now, one thing I want to share with you is, and maybe this is the lesson in these 3 ideas I'm going to give you, is it's important that you don't pursue high pricing before you have high confidence. High pricing before high confidence can be the death of your business, particularly if you work by yourself or if you work with a small team. Because what you'll find as you try to enter a market like luxury is you have to have a lot of confidence, because you're dealing with established brands, you're dealing with affluent customers, you're dealing with a high stakes business, heavily driven by image, and you have to really know how to play that game in order to work your way in and build those relationships and start a business and grow a business. So what are those 3 things that I believe that I could summarize from Giorgio Armani and other great luxury entrepreneurs? Well, the first thing is creativity. The importance of creativity when it comes to building a luxury business. You have to be creative. This is not just a quantitative effort. This is not just about math. This is about bringing something to the market that has an artistic quality, that has strong essentials, strong dynamics, craftsmanship, pedigree, elegance, stature, prestige, distinction. I mean, these words have to be in there. And when you have something like that, that enables you to have conversations with people in the market, clients, partners, even competitors, and place your business in the right level. Now, the next thing is connection. And with connection, we're talking about making sure that you are out there. You've got to get out there. And in fact, once you have a level of creativity, you have to make sure it's being shown to the right people. You know, if I look at Armani's career, for example, there was a great deal of effort to get him in the right places to show his designs. And that was really well crafted by he and his partner very early on. They were romantically involved, and there was a real effort to make sure that he not only appeared the right places, but appeared at certain places right. And that brings me to the third element, which is confidence. And I talked about pricing and confidence, but it's confidence is something that people will buy from you in addition to your creativity. But if you don't have confidence, then you could potentially erode your chances of moving into a market because you just don't believe in your designs, you don't believe in your product, you don't believe in your process, you don't believe you have a place in the market. Now, these three elements are very important, and you have to work on them every day. Your creativity, your connections, and your confidence. There's one scenario here in this article that's fascinating because Armani's partner essentially said, look, you just can't show up any kind of way at this show. You have to be the great Giorgio Armani. And this was long before anyone knew his name. And so they rented a Rolls Royce and he appeared correctly. And everyone wondered, well, who is this person? Who is this designer? And it was through those things, through those steps that were taken. It's a bit of showmanship there as well, a bit of theater going on there, which I talk about in my 21 Essentials. But all of those things contributed to his allure. Now, of course, one of his big breaks was when the great retailer Frank Pressman decided that he wanted Armani in Barney's here in New York, and began to really include Armani in the advertising, marketing activities that were going on, which were very heavy back then. And then came American Gigolo, where he dressed. I forget the main actor there. And my point is that all of these elements, they build on each other. So sometimes luxury entrepreneurs can know they have something great, but their first reaction is, I tried to sell this and nobody wants to pay this price. No one really gets this. No one understands what we're doing. And what I often will say to a person is start out with a more modest product. Start out with something more basic. Ralph Lauren started with his ties. Calvin Klein was going from location to location with those carts that they push in New York in the garment district with clothing on them to showcase his designs. Start with something modest that you can have confidence in, that you can demonstrate your creativity with, that you can know without a shadow of a doubt is something that's compelling and that you're very proud of. And all of these other things that you could potentially branch into can happen later. But you could start with one product, 2 products, 3 products, but primarily one kind of product and get some strong creativity there, some strong connections and them understanding in the world, understanding what you do, and develop confidence as a result of taking those steps. So what are the 3 things? The first is creativity. You must be creative. That means creative not only in the product and service, creative in your marketing, creative in your interaction, creative in everything about what you do, your persona. It's got to be creative in your approach, creative in your social media, creative in your communication style, creative in the copy you use to sell your product or service. Do not skimp on creativity. Be creative. The second is connection. No matter where you are, you can get connected today with the right buyers. That's the most wonderful thing here. That's fascinating. Yes, you'll want to go various places and be various places and seen and participate in events and so forth. But this wonderful tool of technology today enables you to communicate in ways that we never even imagined. Even find your specific buyer and communicate with them in very specific ways. And then third, you have to get your confidence level up. You have to work on your confidence every day. I have a video called I Am a Luxury Sales Leader. listen to that video all the time. Watch that video. It'll give you some confidence in what you're doing and who you are. If you combine these three elements, if you work on these three elements every day, you will start to see that doors will open, opportunities will come. You'll start to develop a reputation, and you'll find yourself able to. You'll be somewhere where you weren't a year before, and each step will be gradual. But you have to be able to stick it out, and you have to be sure that those three elements are ever present: creativity, connection, and confidence. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you liked it. Share it with someone in your network, maybe someone that needs those three things, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more coming. I'll see you next time.